Y'all, how long we gonna keep doing this shit? Like, how long does it last? When do we have enough? When are we gonna stop with the weird shit? Can we just all agree on one thing that's obvious? These are not women, okay? Trans women are not women. These are emasculated men. These is bitch ass niggas, too pussy to stand in the bathroom with real men. So they decide they're gonna bogart their way with real women. This is what we're dealing with. And the sooner we stop calling these magpie motherfuckers women, the safer women and girls are gonna be. Cause y'all, since when have men been the most vulnerable demographic in America? Never. Never, motherfucker. So why are we acting like that's a thing now? Okay? I feel like it's time to, and I'm not talking about transsexuals. And if I sound like transphobic, maybe that's not such a bad thing. There's some weird shit going on there. I can't be the only one that's feeling like, ooh, something wicked this way comes, right? They know that shit too. It's very rare for a vulnerable demographic to decide to take collective action legally as an organization, as an organized group with lawyers, doctors, professors, schools, the government backing them up. Have y'all seen the White House? Do y'all watch football? Do you pay attention to commercials? What the fuck is vulnerable about the transgender community? What is vulnerable about them? Because I would like somebody to explain to me how they have decided to call themselves a vulnerable group of people and tell everybody else that we got to respect their feelings because they are ostracized or oppressed. What kind of oppression can get somebody fucking fired from their job for a comment on the internet? What kind of oppression can police people's words? What kind of oppression can redefine what a woman is? That don't sound like oppression to me. So let's stop with the bullshit, okay? Stop. Last year, all you saw everywhere was the term gaslighting, narcissist. You can't do that. And now people act like they don't know what the fuck gaslighting is when they actually see it. Did we really overuse them words so much that we're afraid to call these gaslighting motherfuckers what they are? Because these transgenders are there. First of all, there's no such fucking thing, okay? It does not exist. They say shit that they made up 2 years ago, and they're like, it's always been that way. And everybody's like, oh, I guess it has. That's gaslighting. It has not always been that way. I'm just cis, as in sister, but I'll never be your fucking sis, okay? And I'm real sick and tired of people going, cis, it means on the side of. It's a biological term. It's a Latin term, duh. When the fuck did we start speaking Latin? You speak that shit? Do you speak it? Do you speak it? Because don't none of my niggas say speak Latin. I ain't heard, as a matter of fact, I was taught that was a dead language. So why are we acting like cis being Latin makes it normal? It's not, baby, and it never has been. And also, let's be clear, because I Google shit. I'm not about to let you gaslight me because you've been gaslighting since y'all came in the picture. Cis does not mean on the same side of. Cis is short for sissa, which is a fucking magpie. You know what a magpie is? Have you ever heard of it? A magpie is a bird that swoops into another bird's nest and brutalizes her eggs or puts its abomination of an egg in her nest and tells her she needs to raise it. And if that bird, like a blue jay, you know, the real bird, or like a crow or any other type of bird that this magpie is impersonating, pushes it out the nest, it will murder her eggs, her babies when they hatch. And not like just kind of eat them, it brutalizes them. It makes her watch. That's what these are. These are fucking magpies, okay? That's why they're obsessed with women's periods. That's why they want to redefine womanhood. That's why they keep coming after our kids. It's fucking weird. And I'm tired of acting like it's not. I, as a woman, as a black woman, ain't nobody asked me what a woman was. And that's the problem, because y'all should have asked us, because we know, okay? We know. And what I can tell you is ain't none of us born with a dick. That's one. How did we, not me, I ain't including that, but how did people let themselves be told that a womanhood is oppression? Because as a woman, I'm not oppressed by my womanhood. Maybe by the actions of men, but I don't feel oppressed at all. I don't feel oppressed. I like being a woman. I love it. I love being a mom. I don't even hate my period. Like, I know y'all was all concerned about women's periods and blah, blah, blah. Weird. Talking about women can't gatekeep periods and womanhood. Why y'all worried about our periods? Why y'all buying all the fucking tampons? As a matter of fact, I ain't never went into the women's bathroom and seen another woman just posted up in that motherfucker like, you want a tampon? You want a pad? That ain't women. Women don't do shit like that. That's weird. Y'all doing weird shit. Okay? And about this bathroom thing, let's be clear. Transsexuals have been around all my entire life. We went to school with them. Girls was bringing them clothes to wear, shoes to borrow, teaching them how to do their makeup, calling them sis, bitch, all types of shit. Who you think introduced y'all, you know what I mean? So, transsexuals in bathrooms have never been an issue because they go in the fucking bathroom, close the door, and they leave. Women's bathrooms have stalls. You close the door, you do your business, and you get on. It's something weird about these motherfuckers being in a bathroom with their dick out. In my whole 32 years of experience as a female, not once have I ever seen another woman's vagina in a public restroom. Why the fuck is it transphobic to say there is a man with his dick out in the bathroom if he calls himself a woman? What you doing in the bathroom with your penis out, sir? I'm not calling you a woman. And every time women claim their womanhood or say real women, why is it? What's up with the sexually violent, aggressive language that trans women respond with? What's up with the suck my dick, bitch? That's not, what woman says that? What part of womanhood is that? It ain't. So you don't get to gaslight and tell all of us that we are jealous of, hold on. Because I think it's interesting, right? I seen these TikToks going around. I saw the YouTube videos, of course, because once Just Hilarious clapped back at trans women for coming at black women, because they did. And if y'all wasn't watching the story, I was paying attention. So you're not about to gaslight me like I don't know what the fuck's going on. What had happened was, even if you went on Planned Parenthood's website, when they talk about being trans and addressing your trans identity, they say, be careful not to say trans ideology, even though that is what it is. It's an ideology. And we were told to watch for those false idols. But anyway, but they also say it's like being a black woman. No, it's not. Okay? When y'all decided that you were going to introduce what being trans was like and describe it, and y'all decided to equate it to being a black woman, that's when you offended us. Because being a black woman, we are women. You feel me? We love being women. Everything about us is a woman. Even the most masculine, the most stud woman you gonna ever fucking meet is still a goddamn woman. All right? You're not about to sit there and play with us and act like it's comparable to being a man in a dress. It ain't nothing like that. And then the way that the trans women masculinize women, like Just Hilarious when she said real woman, and y'all decided to be like, you're really jealous of us. You're really mad because most of y'all is in competition with us. But you can get this work. Sir, who the fuck told you we was in competition with y'all? Who said that shit to you? And then you're like, oh, because when we get attention, that's when y'all get all bothered and shit. Because y'all some fucking liars, okay? We get bothered when you get attention by men because women are going to clock a transgender woman 99% of the time. Men are not going to clock you as well until you start speaking and it's something, that vocal inflection, that they pick up on what's going on. But y'all will lie. Y'all will omit the truth. And y'all are even fighting for the right to not disclose, which is weird. It's weird. Women don't have a problem with you living your life. We fucking see your asses too. So that trans visibility shit, we see you. Who not gonna see the 6'5" motherfucker walking through the door with the size 20" with 5" heels and a size 20? We see you. We see you. You wanna be seen. You the biggest nigga in the room. We see you. That's not an issue. The issue is the fact that you don't have a problem not disclosing who you are. That's where we look like, that ain't right, because it's misleading, it's false. And let's call a thing a thing. If you sleep with the person who does not, and without disclosing who you are to them and mislead them, it is rape by deception. We got an issue with you raping our men. That doesn't make us haters. Speaking of you guys and y'all laws, this trans activism, why are all your laws against consent? What's up with that? Y'all don't think that's fucking weird? I do. As a woman who transitioned from a girl, let me tell you this. In the words of Anais Nin, I wept. Hold on. In the words of Anais Nin, the process by which I became a woman was painful. I wept because I was no longer a child with the child's blind faith. I wept because my eyes were open to reality. Society has socialized women very differently than it socialized men, especially Black women, when adultification starts before our menstrual cycle even begins. You know, that shit that y'all envy. What's up with the period envy? But anyway, back on track. We know we are hyper aware of what it's like to be a vulnerable demographic. We know what it's like when a man is looking at us leeringly. We know what it's like, what it feels like when we may be in danger. We're taught our whole lives a safeguard against it. You go to the bathroom. That's why we go to the bathroom in groups or in twos. Because being vulnerable as a woman means your safety. You have to always be hyper vigilant of those around you. You have to always be hyper vigilant of men with bad intentions. And one thing for sure, two things for certain, the man demanding the right to a woman's space, even when she says no, that's the motherfucker we need to be wary of. You are the motherfucker we need to be worried about. Black women are nurturers. We always have been. We've always taken the downtrodden up under our wings. So for everybody listening, Black men, white women, everybody listening, Latino, whoever, understand this. If Black women are saying, this shit ain't right here, we are saying it for a reason. And I'm real sick and tired of the men who are saying, oh, well, y'all invited that. You deal with that. That's women's problems. These are fucking men. These transgendered, aggressive people are men. Okay? You cannot tell a woman to fight her own battles against a man who is demanding the right to her space. Nigga, help us. Okay? We need help. Because it's not normal. It's not okay. And we're not going to sit here and we're not going to play like it's okay. We are tired. We're tired. There's nothing vulnerable about this demographic. They out here fucking women up. As a matter of fact, remember Shanquilla? Everybody remembers Shanquilla and what was done to her by the Cabo Six. Why is it that the government didn't pursue that case? Why was it a femicide? Because despite the narrative of Mexico calling all murders to women femicide, that's not the truth. Femicide is a crime committed against a woman. It's a woman's murder because of being a woman. Why don't we know who Dejanay Amani Jackson is? How was this woman brutalized so bad that she was literally decapitated? Spinal decapitation. Who has the strength as a woman to beat a woman so badly that her spine is severed from her head. I don't know another woman who could do that to a woman, but I think it's right in there that Dejanay Jackson, I think Amon E. I think it's in the middle. I think it's all in the middle name. Because if you look up who that person is, they're considered androgynous. If you listen to the chef's statement, he describes it was men in Cabo and one woman. He claims the police officers, according to everyone's reports, Shanquilla was not murdered by a woman. You feel what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, there tends to be a trend with these transgressors, okay? Because that's what the fuck they are. It's a trend of sexually violent language. It's a vitriol towards natural-born women. So much so where the term woman itself, a female adult, has turned into some type of like controversial thing to say. Why? Y'all gotta pay attention. You gotta fucking pay attention and listen. Listen to what they say. Know them by their works. Because there's some scary shit we're dealing with. Okay? These are not your homegirls that just want to borrow your lipstick or, want to feel validated. These are not one of the girls. These is aggressive men. Too pussy to take that shit up with other men. So they pick fights with women. The male pattern crime has increased drastically in women. These trans women are fighting to be in women's prisons, are fighting to be in women's bathrooms, are fighting to be in women's locker rooms, are fighting to be in women's sports. They are having a turf war with real women because they want to blur the lines. They're crossing fucking boundaries. They are habitual line crossers. It's even in what they call us. They're calling women who are proud to be women and who acknowledge biology, who acknowledge what their eyes are fucking showing them, because the ones who are refusing to be gaslit into believing otherwise, they're calling them turf. Because they're having a turf war with us. Women, especially black women, are under attack. Femicide has skyrocketed. These murders are unsolved. These murders are unsolved. They're unheard of. It is a silent epidemic going on that is affecting women who look like me, is affecting women like Shanquilla. Something real wicked is happening to black women. And you're not about to sit here and gaslight black women as a whole and tell us we are jealous of you. And that's why we're saying, no. No means no, sir. That's not what's happening. Black women are not gatekeeping womanhood. We fucking said no. No means fucking no. It always has. Just because you wrapped your dick in a skirt doesn't mean it ain't a dick, yo. Let me tell y'all, emasculated means something. You had the opportunity as a little boy to grow up and be anything in this whole wide fucking world that you wanted to be. And you chose to be the one thing it was impossible to become. How dare you tell black women that we are jealous of that? We know who we are. I'm gonna rest in my femininity while you try to figure out what the fuck being feminine is. But I'm gonna tell you what you're not gonna keep doing. You're not gonna keep relating my blackness, my womanhood to oppression. If you believe womanhood equals oppression, you're not a woman and you don't belong in our spaces. If you believe that you have the right to come into women's spaces and tell us to suck your dick, you're not a fucking woman. You ain't trying to be a woman. You're an emasculated man. Take that shit where it belongs. And men, help us. Because I'm going to let you know real quick. My niggas ride for me. You feel me? Ain't none of us playing that, oh, that's a vulnerable. Ain't nobody playing that shit. They're not. These niggas will fuck you up out here. And they should. They should. And this whole, oh, most trans people are victims of sexual violence and crimes and da-da-da. It's not hate crimes. So stop saying that. The thing is, most of you motherfuckers is streetwalkers. You work in the sex industry. Okay? Let's be real. That's what you do for a living. And in that vocation, it comes with certain risk. So don't sit there and tell us that you're vulnerable when we are the most vulnerable demographic, but we ain't out here crying about that shit, and we damn sure ain't out here looking at other women telling them that to suck our dick and we're gonna beat their asses. Go the fuck back where you belong and stay the fuck away from our kids. It's weird. It's weird. And let's be honest, there's something, we felt it when y'all was demanding your way into the bathroom. So I decided to do some research. I know about y'all. I know what your activists like to get into. I know why Kim Kardashian and Barbie is trending so much. Because they don't want to talk about Barbie Kardashian, the berserker. You don't want to talk about the trans activists that are most vocal. You don't want to talk about why your flag is baby blue and little girl pink. You don't want to talk about why you're saying that children who can't consent to nothing else can consent to a sex change. You don't want to talk about why these books that y'all are putting in school have depictions of little boys in beds with uncles touching them. You don't want to talk about why you're normalizing grooming. You don't want to talk about why you're mutilating fucking children, shit you don't even do to yourself. You don't want to talk about why the fetishism that's behind cutting your gonads off and holding them next to your face. Y'all ain't hear what Leah Thomas been up to? You don't want to talk about that shit. But I do. Because it's something scary in the water. But I ain't scared of y'all. And I'm sick and tired of sitting back. Y'all just want us to lay down in the street so y'all can street walk all over us. I'm not with it. I'm not. And this grooming children, I'm not with that either. Drag shows. Man, listen. Y'all about to stop acting like shit has been going on. It's drag time, story time going on in schools. That's not no normal shit. I'm 32 years old and I ain't never had a drag queen come to my school and start popping a boy pussy. Ever. You don't want to talk about how y'all are trying to tell children that your identity is your gender. Because that's not how real life works. We're not going to keep acting like facts don't exist for your truth. Because you're liars. And you fucking know it. And you don't want to talk about the transgender archives. You don't want to talk about how most of these trans women put on women underwear and rub one out in it. You don't want to talk about how it's a kink and how part of the kink is the subjugation of women. You don't want to talk about forced feminization. Do you? Because I do. When y'all decided to come at Jess Hilarious and to come at Lizzo for supporting her and to come at Tasha K and tell her to suck your dick, I decided as a black woman, I've had enough of you motherfuckers. Okay? And then when I started looking into what you guys got going on and I realized y'all are calling consent gatekeeping. Y'all are joining women. It's all about dominating women. And I started connecting the dots. Handmaid's Tale. Wasn't that shit popular? Quick question, y'all. Why the fuck y'all think the Handmaid's Tale was like that? Why do you think women were literal slaves and only kept around for their wombs? Who do y'all think the wives were? Why did these wives, why were they unable to conceive? Why did they lay behind the women as they got pregnant and imitate giving birth behind the women as they birthed their children? Why are trans women calling women bleeders, breeders, fish, cis? You know what a cistern is? Because if it ain't that cis and magpie shit, they're calling us cis because it's cistern. Because despite the lies that so many people have fallen for and keep regurgitating, cis does not mean on the side of. Homo means that. Y'all know that, right? Homo means same. Hetero means opposite, but they work symbiotically. You know what I mean? When the fuck does cis ever mean the same? Why y'all even... As soon as they started with that, I was like, you guys are liars. Women are not jealous of you. Black women damn sure ain't jealous of you, baby. Because why the fuck would a woman be jealous of a man with period fetishes cosplaying as women? Why would we be jealous of that? Why would we be jealous of you when you don't even like you? And furthermore, why the fuck why are therapists, psychiatrists, those who work with disordered minds, why is their treatment plan altering the body? Y'all don't see what's wrong with that? Even more, let's be real. Let's be clear, okay? I am a mother. If my child was to ever come to me and tell me that they don't want their genitals anymore, my first question would be, what happened, baby? What's going on? Why the fuck would I call you brave and then take your genitals away from you? That is some fucked up shit. It's extremely sadistic to tell a person whose mind has dissociated from their body, who's going through an obvious trauma. What kind of doctor tells this person that we're going to make your body match your brain? So we're going to break it. We're going to mutilate it. We're going to cut it. We're going to remove your reproductive organs. They are snatching out children's uteruses. They're stopping little boys from being able... Let me explain something to y'all about transitioning children. Let's talk about the trans surgery for one. It is the only surgery in the history of ever that has a 100% failure rate. Let me say this again, because it was discussed on the Senate floor. A sex reassignment surgery has a 100% failure rate. Yet, it is the only course of action. And let's not talk about the what path standards and blah, blah, blah. Because do y'all know who owns that shit? Y'all know who writes them bylaws? Did you know one of those people? You know what? Let me stop talking and start showing y'all some shit. Because I've been paying attention. And I've been clocking y'all. And I've been keeping a little database. And y'all, it's a fetish, y'all. It's a fetish. And it's the worst kind of fetish. You know when Balenciaga did that thing with the children and the bears and the BDSM thing? That's what these transgressors are. Okay? That's the type of shit we're dealing with. We're dealing with... Y'all, we dealing with gay berserkers, okay? They're fucking gay berserkers. I don't know what else to tell y'all. I don't know why we're acting like they're this vulnerable demographic. They're not, okay? They're not somebody that we should be embracing. You can't, if you're going to fall for anything, you'll stand for nothing. And I refuse to stand for this shit. Because my daughters, my babies are not going to grow up in a world where men can literally tell them in safe spaces, feast your eyes upon my dick. Speaking of, why is it that Leah Thomas was in a locker room watching these girls undress, watching these women, making them uncomfortable, and instead of checking that motherfucker for standing there looking at them, bearing it all like, this is my dick. Why were these girls called transphobic and told to seek therapy? Do y'all want the Handmaid's Tale? Is that the life you want to live? Because I fucking don't. I'd be damned if I'm kept around to be a breeder. Ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. So we about to dig in their asses. Because there's some weird shit going on. From the very, very top of this Wattpad shit, let me leave you with this. If you don't know who Alfred Kingsley is, you need to fucking find out who he is. And furthermore, the guy who owns the standards for these transgender surgeries and transitioning children, that was Alfred Kinsley's personal assistant. Alfred Kinsley put about 300 children in the homes of pedophiles so that they could experience love from an adult. He said children, he wrote the book about child sexuality and claimed that crying, screaming, and trying to get away were orgasms of fucking children. The youngest one was months old. Y'all need to know what the fuck we're doing over here. These are not just pedophiles, y'all. These are the worst kind. And they got a BDSM kink. These are sadomasochistic, pedophilic, fucking magpies. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about all that shit.